Alright guys, how's it going? This is week number 6, weekly recap. I just had a brain fart in the middle of the sentence, I apologize for that. Before I even get started, I want to apologize to, the Winner 64, Pearl, Tyler, whatever you want to go by, and Silent Dusk. I forgot your battle last week, and I said I would, just do its own separate video. I never got to it. I do apologize. I'm probably not going to get to it. I've been incredibly busy and don't really have that much free time. And as you can see, I have to do all the battles right now up here. And I was, my goodness, and I really want to get this done quickly because I still have to eat, and it's about 7:30 at night, and I'm pretty hungry, and I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning tomorrow. So this is just crazy, and I still gotta upload this, and so I actually need to get rid of this right here. We did have a forfeit, unfortunately, for this week. I want to get to that first and out of the way. The forfeit was, Tyler forfeited against Infernapes. I guess he was just too busy yesterday and he couldn't get the battle in. But anyway, let's start off with the first battle where we have the Lycanrocs taking on the Solar Beams. The Lycanrocs brought Togekiss, Mew, Mega Lucario, Mudsdale, Arcanine, and Spinda. And the Solar Beams brought Jirachi, Magmar, Azumarill, Frostlass, Mega Aerodactyl, and Hoopa Unbound. We started off with Jirachi and Azumarill versus Mew and Mudsdale. Follow me for the Jirachi as Reflect and Belly Drum from the Azumarill, but the Citrus Berry brings it back up to 75% as we see a Toxic from the Mudsdale, which is very interesting. Instead of seeing a Earthquake, as another Follow Me, and Aqua Jet actually does take out the Mudsdale as taunt onto the Jirachi, forces it to switch out into Magmire as Lucario comes out, goes for the Protect, does not want to take an Extreme Speed. I wanted from the Mega Lucario, as well as a Toxic too. Extreme Speed not able to take out the Azumarill as another Follow Me, taunt again by the Mew on Magmire as Play Rough is able to take out the Lucario. Togekiss comes out as the Azumarill goes for a Protect and a Heat Wave. Protects itself from both the Toxic and the Air Slash as well. Goes for another Aqua Jet, not able to take out the Togekiss. Heat Wave, not able to take out the Togekiss, as finally the Azumarill is Toxic and got hit with an Air Slash, but still has enough to get one hit off, and it decides to take out the Togekiss as the Heat Wave brings the Mew down to about 50%. Pulls up a Light Scream as Azumarill finally dies, taking out 3 Mons on the Lycanrocs team. Both Spinda and Mega Aerodactyl come out as Arcanine switches out from the Mew. Mega Evolution as a skill swap, very nice, gets the double Intimidate on the Aerodactyl before the Mega Aerodactyl brings up the Arcanine on Skydrop. Switches out into Mew as the Skydrop only does 23%. Close Combat gets a crit on the Magmar and also raises the defenses as a counter out of nowhere on the Magmar. Rock Slide unfortunately misses the Arcanine, does hit the Mew, as Morning Sun brings it back up to over half. Well, over half, yes, but also over 3/4, as Mew is now burned, but obviously Synchronize does not work. Frostlass does come out as another Follow Me. Close Combat does in fact hit the Magmire, bringing the defenses up to 2, as another Reflect comes out for Arcanine. Follow Me again, Switcheroo, switches the items onto Arcanine, and Arcanine actually goes for Safeguard, which is the worst possible time to do that in my opinion. Well, actually not in my opinion, it is the worst time to use it, because now he is scarfed into the Safeguard, as a taunt now from the Mew onto the Frostlass. Switches out into Jirachi as Mew switches out into Spinda. Shadow Ball hits the Arcanine as Safeguard again. Not gonna really matter. Tricks the item, trying to switch it back to the Arcanine. Unfortunately, Ice Beam does crit, which is very unfortunate, and an Iron Head takes out the Spinda. And Mew comes out yet again, and he just decides to forfeit, which was probably the right decision. Next up is your Bouffalance taking on the Heracross. Heracross brought Mega Slowbro, Alolan Raichu, Salamence, Necrozma, Volcarona, Venusaur, and I brought Clefable, Celesteela, Mega Sharpedo, Licky Licky, Jinx, and Lantern, as Clefable and Licky Licky start off against Raichu and Venusaur. Go for the Nasty Plot on the Raichu, Stealth Rocks and Knockoff onto the Raichu, sees that it is Colbur Berry, brings it still down to 42%. Sludge Bomb is not able to take out the Clefable, as the Psychic is still not able to take out the Clefable, as Knockoff is able to get rid of the Raichu. Salamence now comes out as well, gets the Intimidate off on the Licky Licky and Clefable. Sludge Bomb is able to take out the Clefable, as we see Life Orb on the Venusaur, Dragon Dance on the Salamence, as a Rock Slide does hit both, not very effectively though, as Lantern does come out. Goes for the Leech Seed onto the Licky Licky, as also Scald onto the Salamence, trying to get burned, does not get it there. Ice Punch only does 38 because of the Roost, although it would have probably killed if the Roost did not occur. Celesteela comes out as we see Rindoberry on the Lantern. Fire Fang comes out from the Salamence. Very nice prediction there by Cody, as it does make me use my Oko Berry and does in fact get the burn, although 2 Skulls are not able to get the burn on the Salamence. As I decided to go for a Protect on this time, not wanting to take another Fire Fang, does in fact live a Giga Drain, so this is my last chance to get the burn on the Salamence, and I am able to get it this time, which is very fortunate for me, but I still will not be able to live any hit. Licky Licky does come out. I should have stacked the Lantern though, as we see Fire Fang on the Salamence as well. Decided to pull out a double out into Lantern, realize I should have killed the thing, as Licky Licky goes for the Ice Punch on the Venusaur. Does do pretty good damage, but unfortunately the Leech Seed is taking effect. Lantern goes for the Protect, as Giga Drain onto the Licky Licky still does a quarter, even if it's Assault Vested Licky Licky. As Fire Fang is not able to take out the Lantern, obviously, as Ice Punch does bring the Venusaur down to 24% after the Leech Seed recovery. Celesteela decides to switch out, as Giga Drain only does 7% to the Celesteela, as Earthquake only takes out the Venusaur and the Lantern as well, making it a 4 versus 4, but unfortunately I did not make it Speed Boost Sharpedo, so that is also very unfortunate. Celesteela goes for a Protect as a Roost from the Salamence, but the Necrozma goes for the Photon Geyser, is able to take out the Licky Licky even from that range, as burn damage is doing its thing to both Celesteela and Salamence. Jinx comes out, and Fire Fang is in fact able to take out the Celesteela, as well as a Lovely Kiss does hit the Necrozma, which is very fortunate. I think Wide Lens is the one that makes it more accurate, as Sharpedo does come out as well. Meggy evolves and goes for a Protect on the Jinx, as Fire Fang's not going to be able to hit the Jinx, but Ice Fang is able to take out the Salamence, and we have a 3 versus 2. Necrozma is still asleep. If it can just stay asleep for at least one more turn, as I double out into the Slowbro, going for both Shadow Ball and the Crunch, is able to take out the Slowbro. But unfortunately, Necrozma wakes up this one turn, goes for the knockoff on Jinx, takes it out. I was right, it was Wide Lens. As Volcarona comes very highly doubt that he'll be able to live a hit. Goes for a Crunch on the Volcarona, but X-Scissor on the Sharpedo does in fact take out the Sharpedo, and Cody wins his first game 2-0. Next up we have the Magmitans versus the Wall Breakers, and for the Wall Breakers they brought Stack Attack, Mesprit, Clawitzer, Mega Camera, Pangoro, and Kieran while the Magmitans brought Politoed, Ludicolo, Hitmonlee, Tapu Koko, Mawile, and Crocodile. So, do I want to slow it down a little bit, because it's been pretty fast? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, Tapu Koko and Hitmonlee start off against Mesprit and Kira. See Turbo Blaze, obviously, switches out into Politoed. He wants to set up the Rain as a Protect from the Tapu Koko, Protect from Kira, as well as a Trick Room comes out. Switches out into Arriba, as Politoed does take a Psychic pretty well, as Arriba takes the Earth Power very well, as Encore onto the Mesprit, locks it into Psychic, switches out into Clawitzer, as a Z move it does hit the Politoed and takes it out as well, as Hydro Pump is not going to do a whole lot to the Cloudster, although it does do a third of its percent. Protect onto the Kyurem, goes for a Fake Out, does not want to take a hit, as Water Pulse does crazy damage to the Hitmonlee, but somehow it does in fact live. Switches out into Mesprit on the Mach Punch, which does not do a lot to the Mesprit, as it does die to Earth Power. Titanium Z onto the Kyurem does not take out the Kyurem, which is actually very surprising in my opinion. Mesprit, Tapu Koko comes out as a Thunderbolt, not able to take out the Mesprit, as a Hydro Pump unfortunately misses. If that hit, it would have been so much better for Lucy. Probably would have been able to win this game. But a Focus Blast also misses the Kyurem, which is also very, very unfortunate. Intimidate onto both the Kyurem on the Mesprit. Ludicolo takes a second pretty nicely, as Crocodile does not take an Earth Power very nicely. Finally hits the Focus Blast, but now Clouditzer comes out, goes for the Helping Hand as a protect from the Crocodile. Helping Hand's not able to take out the Ludicolo, as Ludicolo, still fighting, takes out the Clouditzer, tying it at 4 apiece. Intimidate Mawile comes out as a Helping Hand. Earthquake is able to take out the Ludicolo and does great damage to the Mawile. Crocodile comes out, gets another Intimidate off on both of them. Is double protection from the Crocodile and the Mesprit as a Trick Room from the Stack Attacker. Goes for Helping Hands yet again. Earthquake is not able to take out the Crocodile, as Crocodile goes for his own Earthquake. Is he able to take out the Stack Attacker? No, lives on 23%. Another Helping Hand is able to take out both. No, not both, excuse me. Crocodile does live, and we see Guaberry, but is able to take out the Mawile. Does get this speed boost, and unfortunately he does not go for the Earthquake. He goes for the knockoff on the Mesprit, as Tapu Koko comes out as well with the Mega Camera. Does not Mega Evolve, which is very odd, as double protect from Crocodile and Koko. Protects the Crocodile, which is the main threat. Koko tries to go for double protect, unfortunately not able to do it, as Crocodile does in fact go down to Gyro Ball, as Camerupt does kill the Koko with Eruption. Alright, still got another 5 to go, son of a bitch. Kartanas versus Magikarps. Kartanas brought Tapu Lele, Mega Alakazam, Talonflame, Hawlucha, Alolan Muck, and Excadrill, while Jake and the Magikarps brought Ferrothorn, Ambipom, Rotomosh, Feraligatr, Mega Charizard, it is Mega Pidgeot, and regular Charizard. Sorry, I need to text my mom. Just remembered something. My bad, I apologize, that is very unprofessional. Anyway, let's start this match. Let's get this over with. Lele and Alakazam, like he usually leads, versus Ambipom and Feraligatr. Goes for a Trace on the Torrent as a protect from the Ambipom. Lives, obviously, as a Scarfed Crunch Feraligatr, which is incredible to see. Does sacrifice himself to the Life Orb Lele, but to get rid of that Mega Alakazam turn 1 is just incredible. Hawlucha comes out with a special defense raise, goes for the high jump kick, takes out the Ambipom, as the Psychic unfortunately gets a crit on the Rotom, which is very unfortunate indeed. Mega Pidgeot and Charizard come out, forces a switch out into Alolan Muck. High jump kick not able to take out the Pidgeot. Hurricane is not able to take out the son of a bitch, Hawlucha, as Inferno Overdrive not able to take out the Alolan Muck. Very high hitting moves, as Mega Pidgeot does in fact fall to a high jump kick, Sunny Day, which is not the right move in my opinion, Jake. As Confusion does, and goes for the Acrobatics, does in fact take out the Charizard. As a Fire Punch, not able to do anything to the Protect. Forces a switch out into Talonflame, as Fire Punch is not able to take out the Ferrothorn. Gyro Ball, unfortunately, 10% away from killing the Muck. Forces a switch out into Excadrill as a protect again from the Ferrothorn, trying to get as much health back as he can, but it matters not because of the Flare Blitz. And turn 8, thank you, Hoobi, for making this a very quick matchup as well. Does, in fact, take out the Ferrothorn with a Flare Blitz, and we finally move on to the Tentacles versus the Registealers. Tentacles has Miss Magius, Vivillon, Incineroar, Cresselia, Zygarde, and Mega Deoncé, while Registealers brought Aegislash, Mega Blastoise, Raichu, Nidoqueen, Tapu Bulu, and Kyurem. I do want to say real quick, I am sorry I'm going through this so fast. Again, I just don't have time, and I'm hungry, and it's about 8 o'clock right now. So anyway, we'll start this match. Mega Blastoise and Raichu start off against Mega Deoncé and Incineroar. Very nice matchup for the Blastoise right away, as they both do Mega. On the fake out, does flinch the Deoncé. Water Pulse only does a half to the Incineroar as a Snarl. Very nice move by the Tentacles, lowering the special attack of both of his opponents. Cresselia comes out as a Sunny Day for some reason, which is very interesting to see. Probably weakening the Water Pulse, which if that's the case, then it was a very good move. Switches out into both Bulu and Aegislash. Diamond Storm misses the Bulu, does hit the Aegislash, but however it is resisted, as Moonblast doesn't really do too much to the Tapu Bulu, as we see recovery as well. Stone Edge onto the Cresselia, doesn't do too much as we see a Reflect. Gyro Ball does not do too much to the Incineroar as well, as the health is just coming back from the grassy terrain. Switches back out into Blastoise as a King Shield onto the Aegislash, as a Heat Wave does hit the Blastoise, but does not do a whole lot. Aegislash, Cresselia switches out into Vivillon as Aegislash switches out into Kyurem, as we see a Dark Pulse doing great damage to the Vivillon, as a Heat Wave does burn the Blastoise, does pretty good damage to the Kyurem. As my throat is starting to hurt now. Switches out into Mega Deoncé as a Protect, and a Ice Beam do hit the Deoncé. Bulldoze, not going to do a whole lot in grassy terrain. Grassy terrain does reduce the damage from ground type moves, but I do like seeing Bulldoze. Bulldoze is one of my favorite moves, even though it's not that strong. But anyway, switches out into Cresselia again, as Bulu comes out as well from the Kyurem. Oh my gosh, I forgot what just was in. Snarl does hit both the Blastoise and the Bulu. And I don't know why the Bulu did come in, but it was a very good switch in nonetheless. As we see a Z move hitting the Cresselia, bringing it down to just 14%. Moonblast not able to take out the Blastoise, as Dark Pulse gets rid of that annoying Cresselia, and we have a 6 versus 5. Heat Wave does not hit the Bulu, which is very fortunate for the Registealers. Unfortunate, obviously, for the Tentacles. But the Blastoise is now just at 15%. Protect on the Bulu, very nice indeed, as Water Pulse is able to take out the Vivillon, as Bulldoze not able to take out the Blastoise. However, the speed is lower, allowing anything that the Tentacles want to bring in to outspeed the Blastoise, and he decided to bring out Miss Magius. Switches into Kyurem, as a Nasty Plot comes out, and a Heat Wave not able to take out the Blastoise, lives on 1. This Blastoise is a fighter, does do great damage to the Miss Magius, living at 35%, and with Grassy Terrain now only 1 turn left, 2 protects this turn, as a Snarl is able to finally take out the Blastoise. That Blastoise was a fighter, living at 1%. And now Aegislash comes in and goes directly for the Shadow Sneak, does not want the Miss Magius to go for anything he doesn't want to, as an Earth Power does hit the Incineroar, does do pretty good damage, does get the burn on the Heat Wave, and great damage onto the Aegislash as well. Goes for Protect as a Shadow Sneak, not able to take it out. Earth Power does do great damage again, does get the special defense drop. And the Sugar Berry, allows the Aegislash to live the Bulldoze, goes for the Shadow Sneak, takes it out, as the Earth Power also takes out the Incineroar, leaving it a 5v1. Zygarde comes out, goes for the Rock Slide, does in fact take out the Aegislash, but the Kyurem is the one that matters, takes out the Zygarde, and I'm actually going to pause it real quick, guys. Alright guys, so I really want to be quick with this again. Laundry is in the laundromat, and I only have about 5 minutes before it's eventually done, and I don't want to keep it waiting with people I don't even know. But anyway, here are the standings right now, and this week is the first week I am taking into effect. If you beat your opponent, then you are ahead of them in the standings if you are tied. And it actually makes a difference, especially in the blue division, which we will start with the Solar Beams at 1-5 and -10. The Lycanrocs and the Glygars are at 2 and 4. Those two have not faced yet. Magikarps and Wild Meowths are both 3 and 3. Here is where it first takes effect. Goodras and Polly are 4 and 2, but because Polly beat the Goodras, he is ahead of the Goodras. And also the Kartanas and the Registealers finish up the blue division. But since the Registealers beat the Kartanas, they are... Shit, a cop just walked by and he sees me talking to my computer. But anyway, the Registealers beat the Kartanas, so they are going to be ahead of the Kartanas. Over in the red division, it is 1 and 5. Okay, good, he has not come back. Both the Tentacools and the Heracross are at 1 and 5. Rapidashes and the Beedrills are at 2 and 4. Magnemitons and the Bouffalons are at 3 and 3. Infernape's and the Wallbreakers are at 4 and 2. I'm afraid this cop's gonna come back now. Tauros is at 5 and 1. We're gonna go over the Mons of the week. I really want to quickly do this. Number 3 is Hawlucha getting 3-0 for the Kartanas. Mega Swampert at 4-0 for the Tauros. And Polly with his Delphox also got a 4-0. We're gonna go over to the Pick'em standings right now. In 10 and up, we have Gamer Geeko, followed by Tempest, Silent Dusk, Polly, Mike, Omega, Polly, and a Pearl, excuse me, Kid Icarus, Lucy Goosey, Twenta Tentacools, Hoobie, and then myself with a 5-game lead, which is actually, I'm pretty happy with that. But definitely, we're going to go over the league leaders. I almost went to the schedule first, and we're going to go over to the defensive league leaders, where we're going to start with Mudsdale at a 5.41, Celesteela at a 5.56, Hitmontop 5.58, Mega Steelix at a 5.75. Then we have Genesect, Hippowdon, and Kyurem, all with 6s. 6.5 for Ferrothorn, 7 for Cofagrigus, and 8.33 for Darkrai. Now, before I move on, I do want to say that this will not determine the defensive MVP. Strictly that. As you can see, we have Ferrothorn at 19 hits taken, and Darkrai at 8. In my opinion, if that goes down farther, and Ferrothorn keeps on getting hits taken, but he keeps on dying, and Darkrai just stays there at 8, I'm going to give that defensive title to Ferrothorn. So, this does not necessarily determine the defensive MVP at the end of the season, but this will help me decide it towards the end. Over to the offensive league leaders, we have a whole bunch of 7 kills, 2 deaths, and Heatran with a 3rd death, which is Heatran, Alolan Delphox, Aegislash from the Infernapes, Lycanrocs, Tauros, and Infernapes. Wait, no. Delphox is Politoads, and Aegislash is Registealers. Alright, Tapu Koko is at 8 and 4 from the Magnemitons. Hawlucha from the Kartanas is 8 and 3. Goodra from the Tauros is 8 and 2. Thundurus T from the Goodras is 9 and 6. Celesteela dropped, is sitting at 10 and 5 from the Bouffalons, and Mega Swampert's at 10 and 2 from the Tauros. Alright, I'm going to give you guys the schedule right here. I'm going to go through all of these, but I'm going to list off who I have. So, first off, we have the Kartanas taking the Glygars. This is my lock pick for the Kartanas to pick up the win. Goodras versus Registealers. I am picking the Registealers for this. This one's going to be a very good battle. Wild Meowths and the Beedrills. Wild Meowths has impressed me so much in his couple battles that he's been doing. I'm going to go with the Wild Meowths. Solar Beams and the Politoads. I'm actually going to go with the Solar Beams. So are 8 other people, so I'm pretty confident in that. Lycanrocs versus the Magikarps. I'm going with the Magikarps. Magnemitons and Infernapes. Now, this is one of the 3 that I differ with main majority. I am going with the Magmitans on here. The Infernape's have been slacking off. They have lost 2 straight before they got the forfeit win. So not really looking too hot right now. I do like the Magmitans, although I do prefer the Infernapes to win. For my own reasons, for playoff purposes. Heracross versus Tentacles. 5 people are picking the Heracross. I am going with the Tentacles in this one. Bouffalons versus Tauros. I gotta go vote for myself, although it feels weird voting against my girlfriend. But nonetheless, that is 6-4 in her favor. And then finally, the Wall Breakers versus the Rapidashes. I'm going with the Wall Breakers. They have been just red hot ever since they lost. They were started 1 and 3. But that'll do it for me. Sorry for such a rush of a weekly recap. I'm going camping, as I already said, and I didn't have time for this. I will have even less time next week. So expect next week to be even as late or even later as this one was. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for understanding, and have a good one.